Hello, you beautiful people. So today I will talk about tattoos. Recently, I just watched an episode in Yanana where they were talking about tattoos, and it just got me thinking why I don't like tattoos. By the way, I'm not a tattoo person, and I was not always this. I used to like tattoos when I was in school. There are so many things, including tattoos, which I used to love, which I don't right now. And I just have so much to talk about tattoos. And why would anybody watch a random girl talk about tattoos or her personal life? I don't know, but this is my channel and I will talk whatever comes to my mind. And I'm trying to sound as natural as possible because I'm still getting used to, talking to the camera, and like there's no one around me and I'm kind of feeling stupid, but I will try my best to sound natural as possible. Okay, so this natural as possible was not my natural tone. I don't speak like that. But let's get started with tattoos. So I used to love tattoos when I was in school, Whenever I used to see someone having a tattoo, I'll be like, wow, that's so cool. They must be so bold. That's why they're having a tattoo. Then that is why I wanted to get a tattoo so badly. And because I cannot do that because I was not in an environment where tattoo was taken so easily. And that was like a sin. So that is why I used to have the sticker tattoos where you used to get those free tattoos with some chips or something, right? So I used to get one of them and then have it in my hand or wherever I like it for like 1 day or two. And I used to flaunt it. I loved show off when I was a child. And with that, even glittery makeup and all of that, I used to be so obsessed. I used to take my dad and get me so many of those. I used to have so many of those when I was a child. And then as you start growing up, your taste develops, right? So there are so many things which I don't like right now, which I used to love as a child. And it's not that I don't like makeup or something. I like, in special occasions or when I'm happy and I'm in a mood to dress up. Only at that times I like that, but rest of the times I just like to get up, get dressed and go. But as a child I was so obsessed with makeup. Like every day I wanted lipsticks, and I used to have one lipstick because I used to take that and apply it over here, and in the same lipstick I used to apply it over my eyes. Yeah, that I was so obsessed with that. And just like that with the tattoos, I stopped liking it, and I kind of now I don't like it, because if I get a tattoo it will mostly be something super cute, very aesthetic, or something that represents the ideology which I believe in, mostly that. So when I think about it, if let's talk about ideology. Now I know, as much as I know myself, I know my ideologies keeps getting evolved and updated. Like 10 years back, if you'd have seen me, then I might not be the same person, And I don't know if I will have the same ideologies which I have right now after 10 years. I know that I keep evolving. I've seen myself evolving the way I used to think, the way first year of my college I was, and at my final year when I was graduating. I can see the difference, and it is a good difference. I like the difference because I get a little more depth in the way I see things. So I know that, 10 years down the line, I might not have the same ideologies, or even with the same ideologies, I might see things differently, or I would have enhanced it in a better way. So I would not risk it by, representing what I think today or what I believe today with a tattoo, because that is something permanent. And aesthetics. Now this might be very lame, but and very shallow too, but I'm talking only for me and my body, okay? Not to offend anybody out there. But see, now a tattoo might look good in my hand or my neck or whatever. But what if by luck I survived till 80 or 90? Now I don't want a tattoo when I'm 80 or 90. I want it to be a clear skin. I don't think I can pull off a tattoo when I'm 80 or 90, when I've grown old and all of that. So I wouldn't want that. And with that, it's quite painful. And there are already a lot of pains which I go through, or which many go through by default. This is a pain which you have to pay and get it for yourself. Why? I know this ideology, this idea of experiencing pain, my childhood self would have enjoyed it and would have gone and flaunt that it pained a lot. But I still did it because I would have thought it is so cool to, tolerate so much pain and, live your life. Because pain was, I at least glorified pain so much that, even if you don't have pain in your life, you get yourself into a situation where it is so painful and then you tolerate it and then you make yourself feel good about it because, you are so strong that you tolerated that. Now I can see things better. Like I know, if I know that it is going to hurt, and if I know that is something which I can avoid, and if I know that I have to give money for that, I will not choose that for myself because life is already, pretty bad and, has a lot of challenges. This is not something which I would like. And when I was seeing this episode, I didn't know about this before, but this again adds into my list of why I do not like tattoos. There's a doctor, and there was a doctor who said the medical disadvantages of having a tattoo. Did you know medical disadvantages of having a tattoo? Did you know that if you have a tattoo, most of the inks are like iron dioxide or iron peroxide compounds like that in the ink, and having that ink on your body can lead to multiple issues when you get an MRI. I mean, you might be having a wonderful life, but you never know when one person can need an MRI, right? Now imagine you have to go to an MRI and you usually are not supposed to wear any iron items or any jewelry, any metals and all of that on your body, so you have to remove all of that. But what about your tattoo? You cannot remove it, and it is pretty bad and it can get burnt, so that is quite scary. Now I know that I might not end up in an MRI kind of situation, but what if I am? And what if I have a tattoo? And it's already bad that I'm going through all of that, and now I have to worry about tattoos. So no. But I can make an observation that they are going through something. They are clearly going through something, and because they don't want to go through it, they just get a temporary distraction by getting themselves a tattoo or piercing their ears or cutting their hair. And I kind of feel I kind of find it a little stupid. I don't want to judge, but I don't know, that's how I've evolved, I feel. Because as a child, I would have definitely, had goosebumps or given fire emoji to all of those reactions. But I feel I've gotten more matured that, if I'm in a problem, I don't think of cutting my hair or, having my ear pierced or, or getting a tattoo, because I know after doing all of this, that also I still have to come back to the same situation and same life, and I will still feel pathetic with this pain which I have done to myself. So why would I do that? And because I have evolved so much. So those are the reasons why I don't like tattoo, or I'm not a tattoo person. But people who get tattoos or get something done for themselves, which is painful, I do make observation on that. It's usually they are going through something or they have a problem and they don't want to face it or they don't want to fix it or go through it. They just get into this and experience that pain and feel good about themselves. I can understand this now and I am happy about it, because I know definitely that if I was in my college first year and I heard someone telling that they were going through something and they got themselves a tattoo or they got their ear pierced, I would have been like, wow, that is so cool of you. I mean, how did you do that? And now I'm just like, okay, now I've gotten better in that, because I feel like I will never do that for myself, first of all. I mean, again, it is your choice, whatever way you want to deal with your pain. Who am I to judge, right? But it's just my opinion. I would never get that done for myself. Cut my hair or, have my ear pierced or get a tattoo. Because the only way I will feel better is if the problem gets sorted or I know what to do, only by that. Otherwise, I know that even after doing all of this, I have to come back to the same life and go through the same situation with the same pain which I've carried because of the things I've done to myself. and there's no closure. I don't like when there's no closure or there's no solution. It might sound very practical or stupid or unreasonable, but I like solutions. I like working towards solutions, and tattoos and piercings and all of that is merely a distraction, and you pay to get yourself, you know, go through a lot of pain, which is, I don't know, impulsive or immature. Okay, that's all. See, I had so much to talk about tattoos. I spoke about how much I used to like them and how much I don't like them right now, and what I think about people who get these things done. I think this is the end of the video. I'm not sure why you're watching the video anyhow. It's to some random girl talking about tattoos. Get a life, dude. Okay, if you like the video, like it. Bye bye.